In the early hours of this morning, a major security incident unfolded at Shannon Airport in County Clare, Ireland, leading to the temporary suspension of all airport operations. 3 individuals, 2 men and a woman, all in their 20s, were arrested after their van breached a secure area of the airport. The incident occurred when the van reportedly gained unauthorized access through the main security post, which is located near the airport's fire station. The vehicle managed to travel onto the airfield, coming dangerously close to a parked United States military aircraft. The aircraft in question was a C-40, a military variant of the Boeing 737. At the time of the breach, the area was being guarded by both Ireland's National Police Force and armed members of the Defence Forces. These security personnel, along with the airport police, swiftly intercepted the van. It's unclear just how close the van got to the plane, but after the incident, engineers were seen inspecting the aircraft, presumably for any potential damage. Airport operations were halted for about 30 minutes before resuming normal service. Eyewitness accounts and official reports suggest that the Gardaí had to use force to get inside the van and remove the 3 occupants. An interesting detail is that the van's cab windows were apparently reinforced with mesh wiring, which might indicate a degree of pre-planning for this action. The van itself was later seized and removed from the scene for a detailed technical examination by forensic specialists. A group calling itself Palestine Action Éire has since claimed responsibility for the incident. This claim adds a political dimension to the breach, suggesting it was a deliberate act of protest rather than a random security lapse. The group's motivations likely stem from the ongoing use of Shannon Airport by the U.S. military for stopovers, a practice that has long been a point of contention and protest for various activist groups in Ireland. They argue that this usage violates Ireland's neutrality. A spokesperson for the Shannon Airport group confirmed the incident, stating that operations resumed at 10:02 a.m. after a suspension of just under 30 minutes. The spokesperson emphasized that the safety and security of passengers and staff remain their utmost priority. The 3 arrested individuals are currently being detained in Garda stations within County Clare as the investigation continues. This is not the first time Shannon Airport has been the target of such actions. In fact, this morning's events are part of a growing pattern of security breaches at the facility, all seemingly linked to anti-war and pro-Palestinian activism. Just last month, on May 1st, the airport was closed for a period after another security breach. In that incident, a van attempted to enter the airport, got stuck in a ditch, and 3 people then ran onto a taxiway before being detained. A little over 2 weeks after that, another serious incident occurred. A Garda officer was hospitalized following a confrontation at the airport. 3 women were arrested in connection with that event after they allegedly gained access to the airside area and caused criminal damage to an aircraft. These repeated breaches raise serious questions about the security protocols at Shannon Airport, especially given its strategic importance and its use by foreign military forces. The recurring nature of these protests highlights the deep-seated opposition among certain groups in Ireland to the U.S. military's presence at a civilian airport. For decades, activists have campaigned against the use of Shannon as a transit hub for American troops and military hardware, particularly for operations in the Middle East. They argue it compromises Irish neutrality and makes Ireland complicit in conflicts it officially opposes. The recent incidents especially those claimed by groups like Palestine Action Éire, are a clear escalation of these long-standing protests. The methods used are also becoming more direct and disruptive. Where protests were once confined to areas outside the airport perimeter, activists are now finding ways to breach security and access sensitive airside zones. This poses a significant risk not only to the aircraft and airport infrastructure, but also to the activists themselves, airport staff, security personnel, and passengers. The use of vehicles to breach security posts and the alleged criminal damage to aircraft represent a serious escalation in tactics. The authorities are now faced with a significant challenge. They must balance the right to protest with the absolute necessity of maintaining security at a critical piece of national infrastructure. Each breach forces a review of security measures, and we are likely to see increased security presence and potentially new physical barriers installed around the airport perimeter and at access points. The legal consequences for those arrested are also likely to be severe, with potential charges ranging from trespass and criminal damage to more serious offenses under aviation security laws. As the investigation into this latest breach continues, the public and political debate over Shannon's role is sure to intensify. The Irish government has consistently defended the arrangements with the U.S., stating that the aircraft are unarmed and not involved in military operations while in Irish airspace. However, protesters dispute these assurances. They point to the types of aircraft and the destinations they fly to as evidence that Shannon is an integral part of the U.S. military's logistical chain. This morning's events serve as a stark reminder of the volatile intersection of international politics and local activism. The actions of these three individuals have once again thrust Shannon Airport into the national and international spotlight, reigniting a debate that has simmered in Ireland for years. What happens next will be closely watched by all sides. The legal proceedings against the arrested individuals will be significant, as will any changes to security at the airport. And the broader conversation about Irish neutrality and the country's relationship with the U.S. military is far from over. This story is still developing, and we'll be sure to bring you updates as they become available. Thanks for watching, and if you found this report informative, please consider subscribing for more news and analysis.